Hello friends, good afternoon. Welcome to Momentum Traders Group. In today's video, uh, I'll be discussing about two stocks. One is Tips Industries and another one is SaReGaMa. So basically, I'll discuss on the technical as well as the fundamental aspects of both the stocks, and then we will see which is good stock at this current stage to buy for our portfolio. So let's begin, friends. And before we move to the analysis, guys, please like and subscribe if you like this analysis and content of this video, and do join my new Telegram channel, wherein last week you might have seen I have shared some good ideas about these stocks. Okay, let's begin, guys. So this is one analysis chart or Excel I have created for Tips and SaReGaMa. So like you might have seen that in earlier videos, I used to download the screener report, financial report, and then go one by one. So the same report I have just compiled it and put it on one Excel sheet. So it will be easier for us to compare and see and make the judgment which stock is doing what. So if you see the quarterly sales, the first table here. So Tips, if you see quarter on quarter basis, sometimes it is till December 2020 it was maintaining, or maybe June 2021 it was maintaining around in between 30 to 28 crores, and then suddenly in September it became 95, and then in December the recent quarter it became almost half. So basically this is something need to be checked out by checking the complete balance sheet, that why this sudden dip of almost 50% in sales. And in terms of SaReGaMa, they are consistently keeping growing quarter on quarter. If you see, so from last quarter it was 145, then the recent quarter is 150. So in terms of sales, I can see SaReGaMa is maintaining a consistent growth, or at least they are maintaining consistent number increase rather than big spike up and down. In terms of operating profit, Tips, if you see again here in last quarter there was a sudden spike in the operating profit. It was from 18 crore to directly 82 crore, and then suddenly from 82 crore to 25 crore. So I think this is very, very important or interesting to see that why there was a sudden spike in this particular quarter, which is ended September 2021. Wherein if I see SaReGaMa, consistently they are increasing quarter by quarter. So 36, 44, and then recent quarter is 54 crore. So which is really a good jump, almost like 10%, 20% jump from the previous quarter in terms of the operating profit. In terms of operating profit margin, quarter on quarter, here Tips, I can see their operating profits are pretty higher compared to SaReGaMa. They are in the range of 50s and 60% margin, operating profit margin, and wherein SaReGaMa is in the range of 30 to 35% percentages. Net profit margin, the same thing. Tips, if I can see, consistently they are in the range of 40%, 40 to 50% on an average if I see, and wherein SaReGaMa it's in the range of 20 to 26%. Consistently they are making the net profit margin. In terms of yearly operating profit margin. Here is interesting. Quarterly, their net profit margin and operating profit margin are telling a different story altogether, and wherein if you see year on year, their operating profit is not so good, or why it is coming 000 here. Let's see what was it. I think there is some issue happened of downloading. So tips, so ratio, okay, here it is. So let's check whether their initial report was also good. Yes, that was correct. Only here one thing was somehow mistake. Okay, so if I see year on year, their operating profit margin is in the range of 20%, then 3%, and then sudden 6%. The same thing with their net profit margin, also yearly they were consistently single digit, and then suddenly they became double digit, and then last year they closed at 48%. So number, it's not really, I see a consistency in the number in terms of operating margin as well as the net profit margin as well. So tips, I think we need to, if somebody is making any decision to take, go with tips. So I think really need to have a deep dive balance sheet analysis, that why these numbers are suddenly spiking up and down. In terms of EPS, if you see consistently it was single digit, and then suddenly last year it was like from 7 to 33. So it's a big jump in terms of EPS as well. Debt to equity ratio, it is 0. So it is, company is very positive for the company. It is almost debt free company. And then ROE and ROC pretty strong, 47 and 64 averaged, and ROE 42. So in terms of that, I think company is pretty strong. And in terms of cash flow to PAT, our threshold is 80%. And again here, if you see, these numbers year on year were very strong, and suddenly the last quarter which they closed, it is just come down to 95%. So numbers really not consistent in terms of fundamentals. So we need to really look into it before making any decision. Let's see the SaReGaMa. So SaReGaMa operating profit margin pretty consistent. It was single digit till 2019, and then 2020 it became 11%, and then they increased it to 29%. So you will not see that inconsistency in terms of the numbers. It's pretty much consistent. They have kept it. Same with the net profit margin as well, 10%, 8%, and then 25%. EPS, consistently it is growing year on year. Again, debt to equity ratio, it is 0. So it is pretty much debt free company. Again, this is a very positive for the company. Averaged ROE, ROC 25 and 39. So here I think this was comparatively higher for tips industries, but I think 25 and 39 is also a pretty decent percentage of returns what company is generating. Cash flow to PAT, here it is 167%, pretty strong. So if you see, previously it was into negative, and then in 2020 they came into positive 182%, and then now 167%. So pretty good development you can see. ROE 22%. So again, will way beyond our threshold of 15%. 22% is higher. So this is where the fundamentals looks like for both the companies. So I feel in terms of consistency in maintaining the balance sheet and growing the company, SaReGaMa is pretty much respecting that. consistently year and year they are growing, which are very clearly visible in their balance sheet or in their fundamentals. Tips, yes, definitely they are also growing, but I can see there are sudden spikes and dips in the numbers, so that's something need to be analyzed furthermore before making the decision. Let's see on the technicals how it looks like. So this is the chart of SaReGaMa. So the high it made was almost 5,465, and from there the stock has already corrected almost like 30%, and then came to 200 EMA, which this black line is 200 EMA, taken a support, consolidated almost 10th Feb to here, almost a month it consolidated on the 200 EMA, and then from here after taking a support it is now moving up. And if you see here, the volumes are also now decently coming up, way beyond the above average of the volumes. And as per our junior KG strategy as well, on Friday it has given a buy signal. So this is the pretty much perfect junior KG entry setup, wherein I'll see TSI, MACD and ADX, everything is in positive buy mode. Somebody want to be more cautious and to make sure the uptrend, because I can understand currently market is very volatile, very bearish, so there is very high probability anytime the stock might reverse. So they can just wait to clear off this resistance, which is around 4,570. So above this, if the stock closes decisively, and I think by this time the moving average, this 9 will cross over 21 also. So that will again give a perfect confirmation that stock is in the reversal mode. But looking at the current structure, I can see even though last week the market was falling so badly, but this stock was showing strength and moving upwards. One thing important, this stock is in 5% circuit. So you might have seen this stock last, I think 2-3 sessions given a 5% upper circuit. So just make a note of that one. Next one is tips. Tips, again a same setup. You can see stock made a high of 2,600, and from there it corrected almost exact same 30-31% down, corrected, and then consolidated here for almost 2-3 weeks, and then now started moving up. Even though the stock, that last entire week the market was very bearish, falling, all the stocks were falling, but these two stocks were standing strong and giving a upward movement. So in fact, as far as junior KG strategy is concerned, it gave the first signal on 28th of Feb, but again that time even TSI, MACD and ADX were not in the buy mode. So definitely this stock would have gone into the watch list, and then stock started moving up, and on Friday the way it has closed above 21 EMA, and TSI, MACD, ADX, everyone has given a crossover. Second very important thing, since last 3 days, if you see consistently the volumes are increasing day by day. So pretty much technically, if you can see, tips is showing a strong upward strength, and I feel pretty much Monday, if the same trend continues, can be initiate a long position. So this is the view on both these stocks, guys, and do your homework before initiating any position. This is just an educational purpose. I'm sharing the knowledge based on the technical and the technical fundamentals. I'm not recommending any of you to buy or sell. It is just a technical uh, analysis what I'm sharing for an educational purpose for all the new guys who have joined the group, so they can make a proper decision before buying the stock. Yeah, thank you guys. That's it for this video, and see you in the next video. Thank you very much guys. Take care.